Using MPEG compression, the file size of a multimedia file can be significantly reduced with little noticeable loss in quality. This makes transferring files over the internet more efficient, which helps conserve internet bandwidth. MPEG compression is so ubiquitous that the term MPEG is commonly used to refer to a video file saved in an MPEG file format rather than the organization itself. These files usually have a .mpg or .mpeg file extension. And coming to the main part. So, in principle, a motion picture is a rapid flow of a set of frames where each frame is an image. So, in simpler words, a frame is a spatial combination of pixels, and a video is a temporal combination of frames that are sent one after another. So, this means spatially compressing each frame and temporarily compressing a set of frames. So, coming to the spatial compression. So, this means the spatial compression of each frame is done with JPEG or a modification of it. So, each frame is a picture that can be independently compressed. And next one is temporal compression. So, in this, redundant frames are removed. So, to temporarily compress data, the MPEG method first divides frame into three categories. Those are I frames, P frames, and B frames. So, as you can see, the next figure depicts the three frames and the compression framework. So, in these two figures, the first figure depicts MPEG frames, and the second figure depicts MPEG frame construction. So, as we discussed in the previous slides, these are the two figures we got. I-frames. An I-frame is also known as an intra-coded frame. It's an independent frame that is not related to any other frame, and they are present at regular intervals. An I-frame must appear periodically to handle some sudden change in the frame that the previous and following frames cannot show. Like, if there is only one I-frame at the beginning of the broadcast, the viewer, few tunes in late, will not receive a complete picture. And I-frames are independent of other frames and cannot be constructed from other frames. So moving to P-frames. P-frames is also known as a predictor frame and is related to the preceding I-frame or P-frame. So in the simpler words, each P-frame contains only the changes from the preceding frame. So, and the changes, however, cannot cover a big segment. Like for example, for a fast-moving object, the new changes may not be recorded in a P-frame, and P-frames can be constructed only from previous I or P-frames. So, P-frames carry much less information than other frame types and carry even fewer bits after compression. So, moving to B-frames. B-frames is also known as a bidirectional frame. Note that a B-frame is never related to another B-frame. They are not related at all. So, a bidirectional frame is related to the preceding and following I-frame or P-frame. In other words, each B-frame is related to the past and the future. So, how MPEG compression works? So, the MPEG algorithm compresses the data into small bits. These bits can be easily transmitted and decompressed, and then the video is encoded through a technique called discrete cosine transform, that is known as DCT. And the compression rate of MPG is very high as it stores only the changes that occur from one frame to another frame. Hence, it reduces the size of overall file. And in MPEG, the compression results from intra-frame compression in which redundancies among pixels in the same video frame are exploited to reduce the amount of data, and interframe compression in which similarities between the pixels in adjacent frames are exploited to compress the data. So this is how MPEG compression works. Advantages of MPEG compression. MPEG files produces duplicate of the original files which are of very high quality, and make it duplicates, which are very less quality. And also these file formats are compatible with most web browsers and can run on various platforms. And the compression rate of MPEG is high because it doesn't store the complete frame, and it only stores the changes that has been done to the frames. Hence, it reduces the size of overall file. So basically the main advantages of MPEG is the high quality video at fairly low data rates. In properly equipped PCs, this is an excellent solution. So these are the advantages of MPEG compression. Thank you.